Hello everyone, myself Taruna from Akal Academy, Reet Khedi, under the guidance of our worthy principal ma'am, Mrs. Shaminder Palkar, I am going to explain my today's topic, that is sexual reproduction in animals. So students, I have already explained in my previous class the various methods of asexual reproduction. So today we will study about the sexual reproduction in animals. So two parents are involved in sexual reproduction. One is male and other is female. Like in our family, our father is male and our mother is female. So these two parents are involved in sexual reproduction. Now, male produce male sex organ. Male sex organ is testis and female sex organ is ovary. So we can say sex organs, we can say gonads also. So male gonad is testis and female gonad is ovary. Male gonad is testis and female gonad is ovary. So both these sex organs, they produce gametes. Both these sex organs, they produce gametes. Now what is gamete? Gametes are reproductive cells which are involved in sexual reproduction. Gametes, we can say they are sex cells which are involved in sexual reproduction. So male is having male gamete, that is called sperm, and female is called female gamete, that is called egg. Both these gametes are involved in sexual reproduction, right? Now, after this, I will explain little bit the structure of sperm. Now, sperm consists of head, middle piece, and long tail. This is long tail, right? So, this head contains nucleus. This head contains nucleus. Human sperm is about 0.05 millimeter long. A sperm has a head, middle piece and a tail. A sperm is a single cell with nucleus and cytoplasm and cell membrane, right? So this tail is for the movement of sperm, as sperms are motile. The sperm cell is hundreds or even thousands of times smaller than an egg cell. It has a long tail and sperm cell is hundreds or even thousand times smaller than a ovum or egg cell. Now little bit I will explain the structure of ovum. And ovum, or we can say egg cell, is round and is about 0.15 millimeter in diameter. It is also single cell having nucleus, cytoplasm and cell membrane. So these two sex cells, one is sperm and other is egg, they both are involved in sexual reproduction. Now how sexual reproduction in animals takes place, this I am going to explain with the help of this diagram. Now see this diagram, how the sperm enters the egg. So here is the tail of the sperm and head of the sperm. Head of the sperm contain nucleus and ovum also contain nucleus, right? So sperm enters into the ovum. See here in next diagram, sperms enters into the ovum with head and it releases nucleus inside the ovum. The nucleus of the sperm and the nucleus of the egg both fuses with each other. In this diagram, see, both fuses with each other to form zygote. Again, zygote is a single cell. Again, zygote is a single cell. See here is the egg, which is a female gamete, and sperm, which is a male gamete. both fuses with each other to form zygote, and zygote is single cell, and this process is called fertilization. So what is fertilization? The fusion of male gamete, that is sperm, with the female gamete, that is egg, to form zygote. It is called fertilization in sexual reproduction. Is it clear to you? Then we will explain the fertilization that is of two types. Fertilization is of two types. One is internal fertilization and another one is external fertilization. Fertilization is of two types. I will explain one by one. Now, internal fertilization is the fertilization which occurs inside the female body. Inside the female body, it means the sperm goes inside the female body and fuse with the egg cell inside the female body. As in case of birds, reptiles, mammals, internal fertilization takes place. It takes place inside the female body. Now next is the external fertilization. This type of fertilization occurs outside the female body, that is we can say in water also, like in case of frogs, toads, fishes, etc. The sperm and egg both meet outside the female body, not inside, outside the female body. That's why this fertilization is called external fertilization. It occurs in amphibians like frog, toads, and in fishes also, right? So this way we can say that fertilization is of two types. One is internal fertilization and second is external fertilization. Now, after this, I will explain the human male reproductive system. Now, human male reproductive system consists of these organs: testicles, we can say testes also. Then here it is epididymis. Then scutum, it is a bag-like pouch. Then this is vas deferens, we can say sperm duct also. The gland, prostate gland, seminal vesicle. Here is a bladder for urine, for passing out of urine, and then penis, right? So these all are the organs of male reproductive system. Now we will start from testes. Testes are oval shaped organ which lies outside the abdominal cavity of a man. Testes are the primary reproductive organs in man. Man has two testes. Man has two testes. Now what is the function of these testes? The first function of these testes are to make male sex cells. Now you know male sex cells are male gametes, or we can say sperms, or we can say sperms. So the first function is to make the sperms, and second function is to make male sex hormone, that is called testosterone. Testosterone we will study in our next chapter, control and coordination. I will explain the functions of the hormone in that chapter. But here hormones are chemicals which are produced inside our body, which are present inside our body, and which control all the activities in our body, which control all the functions in our body. These are the hormones. These are the chemical substances which are present inside our body, right? So here male hormone, male sex hormone is testosterone, which is produced by testes. So testes have two functions. Number one, production of sperms. Number two, production of male sex hormone, that is called testosterone, right? Now these testes lies in a pouch. These testes lies in a small muscular pouch that is called scutum, and it is outside the abdominal cavity. See this is outside the abdominal cavity. Now here the question arises in the mind of the students, why testes are present outside the abdominal cavity? What is the reason behind it? Why the testes are present outside the abdominal cavity? Now students, I will explain this also. So testes are outside the abdominal cavity because the formation of sperm takes place at outside the abdominal cavity only, because here the temperature is 3 degree less than our normal body temperature. So this temperature is suitable for the formation of sperms. Here outside the abdominal cavity, the temperature is almost 2 to 3 degree less than our body temperature, and this temperature is suitable for the formation of sperms. That's why testis lies outside the abdominal cavity. This is the reason behind it. Now, after this, I told you that these testes are present in the muscular pouch, or we can say bag-like structure, that is called scutum, right? And now see this structure here, which we say epididymis. Now testes are these sperms are produced by the testes, and here in epididymis the sperms are temporarily stored. In epididymis the sperms are temporarily stored. It is just a coiled tube where the sperms are temporarily stored, and from epididymis sperms are carried by a long tube. This tube is called vas deferens, or we can say this tube is also called sperm duct, which joins with another tube that is called urethra. And urethra is, see here, it comes out from the bladder. So along the path of the vas deferens, the glands called seminal vesicle, and prostate gland. Two glands are there. One is seminal vesicle and other one is prostate gland. Two glands are there. Now what is the function? What are the functions of these glands? Now these glands produce their secretions, and the secretions of seminal vesicles and prostate gland provide nutrition to the sperms and also make their further transport easier. And now sperms are cells, and these glands produce secretion which are in the liquid form. Sperms and secretion both mix to form a thick liquid that is called semen. So the secretions of seminal vesicle and prostate gland provide nutrition to the sperms and also make their further transport easier, right? Now here we see the bladder. And opening of the bladder, that is called urethra. And in males, I want to tell you this thing. In males, there is only single opening for the passing of urine and for the passing of sperms. There is a single opening. Now, sperm duct will carry the sperms. Then on the way we have prostate glands and seminal vesicles. Then bladder produces urine and sperms are also there, and there is only single opening for the passing out of urine and for the passing out of sperms. Urethra carries the sperms to an organ called penis. Which opens outside. Penis open outside. The penis passes the sperms from the man's body into the vagina in the women body during mating for the purpose of reproduction. So this is how our female reproductive system functions, right? Again I will repeat little bit. Now we have testes here. Testes produce sperms, and in epididymis the sperms are temporarily stored. Then the sperms duct will carry the sperms. On the way we have two glands, that is prostate gland and seminal vesicles. The secretions of seminal vesicles and prostate gland provide nutrition to the sperms and make their further transport easier. Then the sperms will enter in the urethra. At the same time, bladder is also there. It also produces urine. There is only single opening in the male from which the urine passes out and the sperm passes out. From urethra, the sperms passes out through an organ called penis. Penis passes out the sperms from man's body into the vagina of the woman body during mating for the purpose of reproduction. So this is regarding the male reproductive system. So today we have discussed about the sexual reproduction in animals, how the sexual reproduction takes place, how fertilization occurs, how zygote is formed, and then types of fertilization, that is internal and external fertilization, and at last we studied about the male reproductive system. So I think topic is very much clear to you. In my next topic, I will discuss about the female reproductive system. Thank you very much.